Beliefs. Beliefs are everything in our lives. They define who we are. I'd like to share with you some stories of some individuals where their beliefs had a profound effect on their lives. Jen Lin lived in paradise on a beautiful island beach in the middle of the Philippines. One of her favorite things to do was to pick wild peanuts on top of the mountain that overlooked her idyllic fishing village. Down below, she could see and hear her 3 children playing outside while her husband was bringing in today's catch. Suddenly, Jen Lin sees a wave grow as quickly as high and as high as 3 large palm trees, over 80 to 100 feet tall. Thousands of people were running for their lives, and through the screams, Jen Lin saw her 3 children crying for help. Her husband tried to reach the kids, but he couldn't. The giant wave engulfed the entire village and took everything with it. Jen Lin stood on this mountain, and she felt that she had nothing left to live for, except something pulled her to survive. Perhaps it was the fact that she was 8 months pregnant. 4 days went by without food or water as she made her way to a refugee camp, walking over dead bodies, animal carcasses, avoiding bandits and rapists. This was just one of the many stories that I heard when I spent 2 months in the Philippines helping the survivors of the November 2013 historic Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Yolanda. 7,100 people dead. Over close to 2 million people homeless. Why were some people able to deal with a tragedy of this magnitude while others could not? Many suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, clinical depression, profound grief, and loss of their identity. It was because of their beliefs. I could relate to their trauma because in 1998, when I was performing a major operation on a patient, a piece of medical equipment malfunctioned, and I was electrocuted, and I had a near-death experience. My OR team got me back, and they saved my life. However, for over a decade, I suffered from traumatic brain injury, seizures, post-traumatic stress disorder, clinical depression, profound grieving, and loss of my identity. So when Yolanda hit, I knew I could help those survivors after this event in one strong session, just like I did when I took a patient to the operating room. One of those survivors, Alex, a police officer, was trapped in a catatonic state. He had not slept in over a month, nor had he made eye contact or spoken to a single individual during this time. When I first met Alex, they had brought him in. 2 men had to physically carry him into the treatment room to see me, and I didn't expect to carry on a conversation with him, obviously. I was simply looking for the changes, those subtle changes in his physiology, such as eye movements, breathing patterns, or a shift in his posture. And when I did see such a shift, I would encourage this behavior by saying, "That's right," which my interpreter translated as "Tama." So after repeatedly hearing "Tama," I decided to try out my rudimentary Filipino. So the next time I saw Alex make a shift, I said, "Tama." And Alex, amazingly, he got this involuntary tick of his head, and he shook and he said, "Huh?" And I got so excited because he was responding. So once again, I said, "Tama." And Alex, once again, involuntary tick, "Huh?" And I got even more excited. I said, "Tama, Tama." And this time, my interpreter got an involuntary tick, and she said, "Huh?" "Emile, It's not Toma, it's Tama. Toma means one celebrating by getting drunk with friends. Why are you laughing? This couldn't have been a better thing to happen because it broke Alex out of his catatonic state. And for the first time, he shared his experience with us. He described the giant wave that had engulfed the village, and it took away 40 members of his police unit. On top of that, he had tried to make it home so he could save his wife and daughter, but it was too late. Alex was angry at God and at the same time fearful of what God could do to him. Can you understand the conflict that was going on inside this man's mind? Toma! At that point in time, I decided to share my near-death experience with Alex, and afterwards, Alex looked at me and he said, "Died?" And I said, "Yes, Alex, I died. However, I got a second chance, just like you have been given a second chance. The fact that you are here in this room means that you all are survivors and that you have become a miracle." And this gave Alex the meaning and purpose that he needed in order to move forward in his life and break through his emotional prison. I used similar techniques with all these survivors that I worked with, including Jen Lynn, the woman I described to you on top of that mountain. And all of them had profound transformations because they changed their beliefs. So my question to you here today is, what beliefs do you feel that you can change? And once you decide what your belief is, what impact is it going to have on your life? Look, you don't have to go through a typhoon or be electrocuted and have a near-death experience in order to change your beliefs. You can do it right now. It only takes a moment. However, the effects will last a lifetime.